Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. All right, guys, we got big news. FTX execs Carolyn Ellison and Gary Wang have pled guilty to fraud charges. I didn't think they had Gary Wang. Gary Wang was the co-CEO, and let's not forget, he was one of three people, including SBF, that actually had passwords to FTX's matching engine. So if he pleads guilty and he spills the beans, Sam Bankman-Fried is completely and utterly screwed. And I think he's going to cut a deal with the government to bring down the mob boss, which is Sam Bankman-Fried. I don't know if they'll shorten his sentence or what, but they've pled guilty to some pretty awful fraud charges. So basically, from Cointelegraph, former Alameda Research CEO Carolyn Ellison and FTX co-founder Gary Wang have pleaded guilty to federal fraud charges. And this is the good part, they are cooperating with prosecutors as part of the criminal case against former FTX CEO SBF. And, the investigation is going very, very quickly. So I think when SBF gets home, they're going to slap him in jail. Now, they're going to finish this investigation before they can actually charge or bring SBF to trial. Because if they don't, obviously they don't have a rock solid case, he could actually get away. But with his co-CEO and his ex-girlfriend that was also a CEO of one of his companies, I think they've got it pretty much wrapped up. So the quote is, "I'm announcing SDNY has filed charges against Carolyn Ellison and Gary Wang in connection with their roles in the frauds that contributed to FTX's collapse. Both Miss Ellison and Mr. Wang have pleaded guilty to those charges and are both cooperating with SDNY." And I think that's going to be enough to get both SBF and the rest of that exec team basically in jail. Of course, they have confirmed that SBF is in the custody of the FBI and is on his way back to the United States because he wanted out of Fox Hill in the Bahamas. And remember, there is no honor among thieves, and all these guys are thieves, so they're all going to fall on top of each other. But unfortunately for SBF, he is the last one to come back, and he's the mob boss. And since he's the actual mob boss, he's going to be the one that they're all targeting. He's the symbolic one. I'm sure these guys will get terms in prison as well, but SBF is by far going to get the longest terms in prison. And I think with everyone testifying against him, I really, really don't think he has any chance of actually getting out scot-free or even with a light sentence. Like I said, I think 20 to 30 years in jail, most likely, just based on what Elizabeth Holmes got and the fact that FTX fallout was bigger in terms of value than what Elizabeth Holmes actually did. So there might be definitely some justice. I know some of you think he's going to Epstein. I don't really think so. I don't really think he has any dirt on politicians and all that campaign donating stuff. Every rich person donates to Congress, including Rupert Murdoch, George Soros, and a lot of Democrat and Republican donors. I think he's going to be brought to trial. He's going to be found guilty. He's going to actually be held to testify in Congress. And I don't think it's going to go well for him. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.